So we're a little bit later in the year now, we're into July, we've got more moths in the moth trap, we've got a wider variety of moths in the trap, and we've actually got enough to do a bit of a safari. This is the elephant hawk moth. I talked about its smaller brother, the small elephant hawk moth, before. This is the elephant hawk, slightly bigger species, slightly brighter species. The caterpillar, it eats willow herb and various other things like fuchsias and bogbean. But as you can see, the adults are really fantastic, bright green and pink things, great big tongue on the front there that you can see. They do feed as adults, they'll fly around and you'll see them feeding on tobacco flower, nicotiana and that kind of thing in particular. We're very lucky to get both species flying side by side actually in our moth trap. So he wants to go. Let's go on. Our second species is the leopard. This is the leopard moth, which we don't get very many of. They're quite common and widespread, but you never get very many of them in any one place. And they actually feed as caterpillars in dead wood. They have a multi-year lifespan. They're not quite as quick on the generations as most of our moth species. So at this time of year, midsummer, there's a whole load of species which are really resilient. They can bang about for months, and you'll see the same individuals right the way through into August, just gradually looking tattier and tattier. This species isn't like that. This is actually a really delicate species. You can see in the close-ups that its wings are almost translucent, even with this one. And this is a completely fresh individual. So it's only really a couple of days that you get to see these looking quite as pristine as this one, with those great big furry antennae and the violet highlights on the legs. They're really fantastic little things when they're fresh, but they very, very quickly look quite sad. And they only last for a couple of days as adults, so it's really nice to see this one looking quite as pristine as it actually does now. Third species on today's safari through the moth trap is another big cat. This is the garden tiger. I talked about this before, possibly a couple of times, when we found caterpillars in the garden back in April. This is the adult. This is the sort of slightly camouflaged upper wings that you can see. So we've got the nice brown and cream, but underneath, which hopefully it'll do if I poke it, there we go, we've got bright orange hind wings with blue spots that you can just about see poking through there. And what he did there, flapping his wings open when I annoyed him, is one of their main defensive responses. That's actually basically sit there looking quite camouflaged, try not to be noticed, but then if something does come near, flash these bright orange hind wings at the attacking bird or whatever it is, in the hope that it will be so stunned it will fall backwards and moth can either fly away or, as this one, just continue to sit there and try and hide. We're really, really lucky to see these. They've declined catastrophically across most of England, but we still get them fairly frequently in the moth trap here. I'll say we had a couple of caterpillars in the garden in the spring. We're getting one or two a night for the last week here, and I'm just really pleased to see them.